Hi, fifth graders. So I want you to look at the words I have here on my piece of paper. We're going to focus with the first two right now. I have reverse and versatile. Using what you know from prefixes, suffixes, and word roots, you might want to have this nice yellow packet handy to help you. I want you to think about what you know about those words. I am noticing right away that my word part that's in common, and the word root is verse. Okay. Thinking about that, I might go to my word root page to figure out the meaning. Let's see if it's there. That is turn. That means to turn. So right here I will write verse, and that means it means turn. So I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm thinking about the rest of that word. I also am noticing that I have the prefix re, which that can mean, according to my prefixes and suffixes packet, it can mean again, back, or against. So I'm thinking turn. I'm thinking it might mean turn back. So turn back. Does that make sense for meaning that would go with the word reverse? I think it does. Reverse might mean to turn back. Okay. Now I'm looking, I have tile as my suffix here, and I'm going to look through my packet. And I see that tile well, I don't see tile in here, but I do know that, oh, not tile, sorry, aisle. That's probably why. Aisle, E-I-L-E. Aisle means, oh, I've lost it, hold on. Means in relating to, suitable for, capable of. Relating to or capable of. I know that when you're versatile, or if something's versatile, you can use it in multiple ways, or something can be used in multiple ways. I'm saying, I think capable of makes sense here. So capable of being turned, or capable of turning easily from one thing to another. All right, so looking at the next two words, centrist and eccentric. I have come across the word eccentric before. I have not before come across the word centrist. But I do see that my word root, center, is in both of them. And I also know, and you can find this in your packet, that center means center. In order to figure out my suffixes to find the full meaning of the word, I have ist here. And for my eccentric, I have the prefix ec and the suffix ic. So I'm going to use my packet to help me determine the meanings of these words. I'm going to focus on the word I'm more familiar with, eccentric, and then I'm going to focus on the word that I am not familiar with. So eccentric means out or forth with, or sorry, not eccentric, but EC, the prefix EC, could be out or forth, without, from, or away. I think I'm going to go with away. Knowing what the word, coming across the word eccentric before, I feel like away is going to make the most sense, but if it doesn't, I can always come back to it later. It's difficult when these have, some of them have more than one meaning. And IC means relating to, relating to. Okay, so relating to being away from the center. That makes sense with eccentric. When I think of eccentric, I think of something that's really different than normal. So relating to being away from the center would, even though that's probably not a very smooth definition, it makes sense based on what I know about the word eccentric. Now I have centrist, which I need to find my suffix ist to help me with this. A person or thing that does something. So a person or thing that does something. Okay, a person that does something in the center, or being related to our center. Looking up the definition of the meaning, I see a person who has political beliefs, so I have person who has political beliefs, but in the center, between the extremes. So I have a person who has political beliefs in the center, meaning that they are not they don't have any extreme beliefs, but they believe somewhere in the middle or the center. And then here we have aphonic and phonograms. I'm familiar with the word phonograms, less familiar with the word aphonic, but I do recognize that I have my word root, and that means sound. I am going to look at my affixes. And I'm noticing actually right now that do I have a different highlighter? Yes, I do. That phonograms has 2 word roots. Interesting. I don't know if we've come across that in a lesson. I can't remember. I have 2 word roots and a suffix. So first I'm going to figure out the word root of grams. What that means, if I have it in here. Yes, I do. It means right, or gram, letter, or right. So I'm going to think about letter. I'm just going to write letter or right. So I have that information for later. Okay, and then my suffix S means that it's plural. And since this means sound, so I have letter, sound, plural letter sounds. But I think this really is more like it's the definition of symbols that stand for sounds, Phonograms are symbols, which could be represented by letters, possibly, or other symbols too, but symbols that stand for sounds. And because it's plural, we know it's more than one. All right. This is relating to. And I knew this from over here. And then the prefix a, which means not. Not relating to sound. Related to not having a voice or making sound is the actual definition. But I can notice that it's not related to sound, and then finding the actual definition that makes sense. So if I came across this word in a text or in some sort of reading that I could probably figure out based off of this and the context clues around that word, the meaning in that sentence. Okay, you are going to be playing a game. You'll have cards. You need to give clues, and you can refer to the word roots and the prefixes and suffixes, like your packet. Use your packet to help you with the clues, to have them help try and figure out the word, to try and guess the word. This game might take you a little while, but good luck.